Hello everybody, welcome to a game of Payoff pitch baseball. This is a little bit different. We are looking at something I had never seen before. I just tried it out to see if how well it'll do for me, just to be different. And that is the fictional Continental Association of Baseball, otherwise known as CAB. And there's a total of, well, you can check it out for yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 teams. 8 in each division. They're already pre-named, so don't have to worry about trying to come up with any names for anything. This game is going to be between the Vancouver Reign and the Portland Jacks. We are in Portland at Tradition Field. Portland is Team 4, and Team number 3 is the Vancouver Reign. And you can see they're distributed down here. Team 3, Vancouver. Team 4, Portland. All right, so we are at Tradition Field. I've got the score sheet off to the side, but I've got my little nameplates here for both teams plus the innings. So I'm going to be rotating the innings as they come along. Got my little out indicator here and my little dudes that came with the game to put them on the bases where they belong. So hopefully you'll be able to keep track. Let's go through the starting lineups for both teams. First, the pitcher for the homestanding Portland Jacks, and it's going to be Arturo Rodriguez. And in his fictional set, or in this fictional set, he's showing as a record of 15-15 with a 3.24 ERA. He'll be opposed by left-hander Angel Martinez, and that's important because some of the lefties on Portland had to be benched due to their ineffectiveness against lefty pitchers. All right, starting lineups. First, for the visiting Vancouver Reign, it'll be Silas Mitchell in center. Jose Gonzalez is in left. Vernon Peterson's at first. Eric McCarthy is in right. Juan Vasquez is at third. Terry Brennan's the shortstop. Flynn Mackey's at second. Glenn Howell's the catcher. And hitting off pitcher card number 3 is Angel Martinez. We're not doing a DH in this league. I don't like the DH, and it ain't going to happen. All right, now for the Portland Jacks, we've got Guillermo Fontanez in center field. Joe Rundy is in right field. Bill Evans is at third. Andy Campbell's catching. Kevin Bransfield is at first. Brian Hill is at second. Todd McGregor is in right. Hilton Weber is at short. He's normally the backup shortstop, but the starting shortstop is a lefty, and he doesn't hit lefties well, so I made that substitution. And batting ninth, hitting off pitcher card number 1, is Arturo Rodriguez. So I do have the fast action cards as well, so we'll bring them on. They're already somewhat shuffled. Shuffle them up again one more time. We'll bring them on for runner advancement and fielding checks, but I'm mostly using the dice. All right, so first up it is Silas Mitchell and Arturo Rodriguez. So let's put Arturo Rodriguez first because we always check the pitcher first before we check the batter. So let me get my setup here the way I think would be best. I think that will work. I think you can see everything that way. All right, so like I said, this is a total experiment. We shall see. Now the dice, of course, I'm still using these dice for payoff pitch. The black die is the 10s, the white die is the 1s, and of course the 2d6s are both whites, so that's irrelevant. All right, so Silas Mitchell steps in. Opening day here in Portland. No rioting going on in this stadium. Here we go. That's a 3 on Rodriguez. That's defense, so automatically go straight to the defense. There is a 19, so probably going to be either a hit or an error. We'll check it out. We are checking the error rate of the shortstop, and the shortstop in this case is Weber. He's an error rate of 3. So 3 means a 1 to 40 is an error. That's a 19. It will be an error. Let's see what kind of an error. And it is a 1-base error. So we start the game off with an E6 right off the bat. Runner there at first base. So Mitchell reaches on the error, and that will bring up. Now he does steal 22 bases. He did steal 22 bases, so they could try to get a steal going here. But I think they're going to go ahead and let Jose Gonzalez swing away. Let's see what he can do. We get a 6 on Rodriguez, which is tough 36. Tough 36 against a right-hander is a strikeout. So 1 away as Gonzalez is gone. And that brings up Vernon Peterson. Vernon Peterson, the first baseman. steps to the plate. Get an 11, that's ballpark, and that's a 96 rather, so that is in play at Tradition Field. So we got an in play result for Peterson, which is a 78, and in play is way out of range. 78 is a fly to center, and that's out number 2. Peterson's retired. It'll be up to Eric McCarthy, the lefty right fielder, Eric McCarthy. We get a 6, which is tough 60. Tough 60 is going to be a base hit. How about that? Tough 60 is a base hit. And with the 2 outs and the runner at first has a 7 or 6 or better run rating, he will automatically get third base. Even though it's a tough result, that run rating, I use the run rating to determine that. So now runners are at the corners with 2 outs. As Vancouver is threatening right off the bat. Here's Juan Vasquez, the third baseman, trying to get the first run of the game. 8 is Patient 41, and he'll do it. Patient 41 is a double right there. 41 is a double. So how about that? We know 1 run's going to score. We'll need to check McCarthy. Well, we don't have to because he's got a run rating of 6, which means he gets the extra base when there are 2 outs. So it is a 2-run double. 2-run double. Now for McCarthy. And that will, I'm sorry, for Vasquez, and that puts Vancouver ahead 2-0 here in the top of the first. That'll bring up Terry Brennan as Rodriguez trying to get out of this inning. Brennan, that's a 5, which is in play, 59, and that will be a fly to right to end the inning. But 2 runs come across, so for Vancouver, they now lead it 2-0. I think I hit my phone so you can't see the score book or score part. So let me see if I can raise this up a little bit so you can see more of the game area, which hopefully you can. Now see more of the game area. Hoping. Okay, let's try it that way. All right, this is a work in progress, don't forget. All right, so Portland is ahead 2-0. They have turned that lead over to Angel Martinez, the left-hander, and his first batter. And now we're in the bottom of the first. Very high-tech scoring apparatuses that I have there, or apparati. I'm not sure what the plural of that is. Either way, Angel Martinez, a lefty, against Guillermo Fontanez, and I am keeping score off camera, but I do have my score sheet here. You can see I have kept score for that first inning. I'll be doing it for the whole game, just out of camera, so I can include more of the game surface. All right, Martinez, a 9, is Patient, 32 against a left-hander. That's going to be a leadoff walk for Fontanez. Leadoff walk for Mr. Fontanez. And that'll bring up Joe Rundy. That's an 8, which is in play 40. In play 40 is just out of range. 40 is going to be a ground ball to the pitcher. Could be a double play. 2D6 total is an 8. His double play rating's a 7, so no double play. So instead, it will be a 1-4 fielder's choice at second base. Rundy will reach, but now there's 1 out as Fontanez is forced at second base. Here's Bill Evans, and Bill Evans is the third baseman. We get an 8, which is in play 36. In play 36 is also out of range. 36 will be a pop-up to the second baseman, infield fly rule in effect. That is out number 2. 2 down, and that brings up Andy Campbell. Campbell is the catcher. 10, and that is in play, and that's a 14. That'll be a base hit against the lefty. That is a 14. That's a base hit, and since Rundy runs as a greater than 6, he will automatically get the 2 bases on the advance. So we have runners at the corners now with 2 down, and it's up to Kevin Bransfield, the first baseman, to get it done. We get a 7, which is tough 81, tough 81, and that's going to make it a fly to center to end the inning. Nothing doing for Portland here in the first. We go to the top of the second, and it's still 2-0 in favor of Vancouver as Bransfield failed in the clutch. And now Arturo Rodriguez comes back out, and he'll be facing Flynn Mackey. Flynn Mackey, the second baseman, followed by Hal, the catcher, and then the pitcher here in the top of the second. we get, let's move this back just a hair, we get a 6 and a 50. 6 is tough 50. Tough 50 is going to be a strikeout for Mackey. He is out of there. So Mackey whiffs one away, and that brings up Glenn Howell. 10 is in play, 27, and that's the last number in the base hit. So Glenn Howell gets a single, and that will allow the pitcher to bunt. So that makes it very important to allow him to bunt. And Angel Martinez's bunt rating is a D. So still not very good, so it's possible that he will do something bad. We'll see. D is a double play on the bunt to the first baseman. How do you like that? So we're going to call that a 3-6-3 double play on a failed bunt attempt, and that's going to end the inning. So how do you like that? Failed bunt attempt, and they don't get it done. So we go to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, still 2-0. Angel Martinez back out, and he will be facing Brian Hill. Brian Hill is the second baseman. He'll be followed by McGregor and Weber. Lefty on righty. Brian Hill steps to the plate. 4 is tough 63. Tough 63 against a lefty, though, is going to be a base hit. Brian Hill fought that off and got himself a leadoff single. So Brian Hill is aboard. Brings up Todd McGregor. He is a lefty. He would normally be higher in the lineup because he has 29 home runs, but he only hits .205 against lefties, so he has dropped down significantly to number 7 in the order because of his ineffectiveness against lefties. But let's see if he can get it done against Martinez. 8 is in play, 62. That's well out of range, 62. Ground ball to short could be a double play, but that's an 8 and that's a 7 on his double play rating, so it's just a fielder's choice, 6-4. 4 out, number 1. And that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, shortstop Hilton Weber. 8 again is in play, 96. That is going to be a fly to left for out number 2. So 2 down, and that brings up the pitcher, hitting off pitcher hitting card number 1, Arturo Rodriguez. Rodriguez, 8 is in play, 45, but that's well out of range on the in-play result. 45 is a ground ball to third, and the inning's over. So nothing doing there for Portland. They get a runner on, but can't get anything going. We go now to the top of the third. Score still 2-0 Vancouver. And Martinez still holding that lead. Here's Arturo Rodriguez. He'll be back out to face the top of the order, Silas Mitchell. To start the third, Silas Mitchell. 3 is defense. And again, that's a 41. So let's see what happens on the defense check. We're at an error rating of the second baseman. A 41. Second baseman error rating is a 2. So a 2 here on the error rating. 1 through 54 is an error. That's a 41. It will be an error on the second baseman. And it will be a 1 base error on Hill. So Hill boots it, E4. Second error of the game for Portland. They have had butterfingers here. 1 error by the shortstop, 1 error by the second baseman. So lead runner is on, Silas Mitchell. Here's Jose Gonzalez. 8, which is patient, 87. Patient 87 shows as a ground ball to second, could be 2. 8 for a double play rating works for this one, but it only works as a 6 here, so no double play. So instead of the double play, it will be a 4-6 fielder's choice. So fielder's choice, 1 away. Brings up Vernon Peterson. 9 is tough, 82. Tough 82, but he's going to get a base hit. That's the last number in his hit result is an 82. That's a base hit. Let's check runner advancement and see if we get anything on that. We get runner on first advances 1 base. So 1 base advancement puts runners at first and second with only 1 out. And that brings up cleanup hitter Eric McCarthy. 4 is in play, 87 though. 87 is going to be a ground ball to second. And with the lead to these two totals equaling 4, that is an automatic, almost automatic double play, and it is. So it's 4-6-3, and that will take care of business here in the third. So nothing doing there. The double play wipes everything out. Nothing doing there for Vancouver. They still hold a 2-0 lead, however, on Portland. As we go to the bottom of the third now here at Tradition Field. And leading off will be the top of the order, Guillermo Fontanez. 5 is in play, 22. In play 22 against a lefty is a base hit for Fontanez. So he's reached base twice. Leadoff single for Fontanez. That brings up Joe Rundy. Into a fielder's choice his first time. 10 is in play, 33. In play 33 is just out of range. It's going to be a pop-up to the catcher. And that's one away. So one down, and that's going to send up Bill Evans, third baseman. 5 is in play, 85. 85 is going to be a ground ball to short. Could it be a double play? Yes, it will. That's a 5. His double play is a 7. His double play is a 7. That's a double play. So just what the doctor ordered, a 6-4-3 to get him out of the inning. And 3 innings are in the books here at Tradition Field, and it's still Vancouver with a 2-0 lead on Portland as we start the top of the fourth. Still a 2-0 lead. And leading off for for Vancouver will be Juan Vasquez. Vasquez doubled his first trip, had a big RBI double. And that's a rare play. Of that 0-0 is a rare play. So we go to the bases empty rare play chart, and it's a 2d6 roll. So we'll re-roll the d6s and consult the chart. That's a 4. 4 says hit by pitch, check for injury. All right, we need to check for injury because this is not an as played. This is an injury. So Vasquez is plunked. Let's check his injury rating. He is durable. Okay, so we're going to go to the injury chart under durable and roll the 2d10. So a 0 through 69, basically a 0 through 89, he can stay in the game. So as long as this is in the 89 or less category, he can stay in the game. And he does. So he stays in the game, no problem. So he's not injured, but it will be a walk. And that'll put the leadoff man on first base for Terry Brennan. See if I can get a little light in here. Maybe improve things a bit, maybe. I don't know. We'll see if it will or won't. It's possible. Do something here to get some extra light in here. All right, so that'll bring up Terry Brennan, rather. Not Trey, but Terry. That's a 9, tough, 93. It's a fly to left, one away. So one gone, and that brings up Mr. Mackey, Flynn Mackey, and Mackey struck out his first chance. 4 is in play. That's a 66. That's going to be a ground ball to second. Could be a double play. And again, with those 2d6s being a 4, it will be. It's a 4-6-3. So again, double plays are reigning in this game. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Score still 2-0 as both teams hitting into twin killings here lately. And Martinez back out. Will be facing for Portland Andy Campbell, the catcher. He will lead things off. He did single his first trip and was stuck at first base rather. Okay, a 6. 6 is in play, 79. That's well out of range. 79 is a fly to center. So that's one away. Don't know why I'm standing. Let me sit down here. I probably have more relaxed. If I'm sitting, I could probably do a whole lot better. I don't know what got me standing, but I think I was just checking to see how it looked through the camera. I think it's okay now, hopefully. All right, so that brings up Kevin Bransfield, and Bransfield is the first baseman. He flew to center his first time. Get a 9, and that's Patient 64. Patient 64 against a left-hander is out of range. That's a fly to right, and that's 2 down. So Bransfield is gone. That brings up Brian Hill, catcher. He singled his first time up. 6 is in play. 54, he won't single this time. 54 is a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. So 4 innings are in the books here at Tradition Field, and it's still 2-0 in favor of Vancouver. And Rodriguez will come back out. He's got a fatigue of 8. And Martinez has a fatigue of 9, so they're both can go the distance if they're effective. Glenn Howell is your pitcher. I'm sorry, your leadoff man in this inning. Glenn Howell is actually the catcher, and the pitcher bats next, Martinez. So Howell leads off. He singled his first time. 4 is in play, 53. That's going to be out of range. 53 is a ground ball to third. 1 away. And now that brings up the pitcher, Martinez, who hit into a double play trying to bunt. But now he has to swing away off pitcher hitting card number 3. Get an 8, which is patient. 75, though, is way off. 75 is a fly to center. That's out number 2, so 2 quick outs. And that takes us to the leadoff man, Silas Mitchell. Reached on an error twice. Both errors have been when he's been batting. Error to short and error to second. 5 is in play. 19, that's going to be a base hit. No error there. That's a base hit. 2-out single for Mr. Mitchell. He will reach, and that'll bring up Jose Gonzalez. Gonzalez struck out and hit into a fielder's choice. 8 is patient. 64, just out of range against the righty. 64 is going to be a ground ball to short, and that'll be the end of the inning. So nothing doing there for Vancouver. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 2-0. Favor of the Rain as they lead the Portland Jacks. And that's an appropriate name, I think, for the Portland, given the Jacks, because Portland right now is kind of jacked up. So I think it's a great name. All right, Angel Martinez, lefty on lefty with McGregor. That is a 7, which is tough. 45 against a lefty. That's a strikeout. So McGregor is out on strikes, 1 away, and that brings up Hilton Weber, the shortstop. 7 is tough again. 73. Tough 73. Just missed it. 68 would have been a base hit. But 73 is going to take him to a fly to center. And that's out number 2. For the pitcher, Rodriguez, pitcher hitting card number 1. 7 is tough, and that's pretty much an automatic strikeout for a pitcher off pitcher hitting card number 1. That's going to be every time. 1 through 99 on those number 1 pitcher hitting cards. So we are going to the top of the 6th. Still 2-0 Vancouver. Those 2 runs in the first inning are holding up. And now that brings up Vernon Peterson. He will lead things off, the first baseman. Heart of the order, Peterson, McCarthy, and Vasquez. Numbers 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Peterson, 7 is in play. 08, that's going to be a base hit. Base hit for Vernon Peterson. Leadoff single for Mr. Peterson. He is aboard. And now that brings up Eric McCarthy. 2 is wheelhouse, and that's a 57, and that's gone. Eric McCarthy, a 1 through 64 is a home run in the wheelhouse. 2 on Rodriguez is the wheelhouse, so Eric McCarthy, a 2-run home run, and all of a sudden now it is 4-0. Favor of Vancouver. 4-0 for Vancouver. Here in the top of the 6th, still nobody out, and here's Vasquez. 9 is tough 88. Tough 88 is going to be a ground ball to short for out number 1. 1 away, and that's going to send us to Terry Brennan. Brennan fly to right and fly to left. Will he fly to center? 4 is in play. 49. Nope, 49 is going to be a pop up to short, and that's 2 down. But 2 runs are already in to make it 4-0. Here's Flynn Mackey. Struck out and hit into a double play. He's had a rough game. 8 is patient. 25, though, is a walk. He will draw the 2-out walk. Keeps the inning going. For Glenn Howell. Glenn Howell, the catcher. And Howell singles and ground to third. 7 is in play. 26, and that's going to be a base hit right at the last number there. So a base hit for Howell. And since Mackey runs at a 6 and there's 2 outs, he will automatically get third base. So runners are at the corners now with 2 outs, but the pitcher is coming up. And you're certainly not going to pinch hit for him the way he has been pitching. So Martinez will have to hit for himself against Rodriguez. 9 is tough, and again, that's an automatic strikeout off pitcher hitting card number 3, I do believe. 71, yeah, anything 1 to 99, it's going to be automatic. But the 2 runs come in, and Vancouver now has taken a 4-0 lead on Portland as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And yes, this is very sloppy, I understand. All right, so here we go. Bottom of the 6th, Martinez is your pitcher. He's inherited now a 4-0 lead to work with. And he's going to be facing top of the order, Guillermo Fontanez, who has walked and singled. 7 is tough, and that's an 0-6. That's a strikeout. Fontanez down on strikes. And that will send up Joe Rundy. That's a 7, which is tough. 23, and that's another strikeout. So Martinez getting stronger as the game goes along. 2 straight strikeouts. Here's Bill Evans. Evans, a 5, which is in play, but it's a 90. And that's going to make it a grounder to short to end the inning. 1, 2, 3. That went by pretty quickly. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 7th, and it's still 4-0 in favor of Vancouver. And Rodriguez looking for some run support, but not getting it from his mates. Silas Mitchell, top of the order, will be up for Vancouver. That's another wheelhouse with a 2 there. 66, though, is going to be out of range for Silas Mitchell, so he grounds to short. So he caught a break there. Left one in the wheelhouse, but Mitchell not able to take advantage. He grounds to short. 1 away for Gonzalez. 8 is patient. 85, that's out of range. That's a ground ball to second. So he's made kind of 2 mistake pitches there, but gotten away with them. For Vernon Peterson, 2 out, spaces clear. 7 is in play. 32, and that's barely out of range. 32 is going to end up being a pop up to first. And the inning is over. So we go to the 7th inning stretch here in Portland with a score of 4-0 Vancouver. And Portland running out of innings to get something done. Andy Campbell will lead things off. He is the catcher. He's 1 for 2. Against the lefty, Martinez. 4 is tough. Tough 24 is another strikeout. So Martinez feeling it right now. Here's Kevin Bransfield. First baseman, flown out twice. 9 is patient. 60 against a lefty, though, is out of range. So 60, he will fly to right. So he flew to center, flew to right, and he flew to right again. So that's out number 2 for Brian Hill. Brian Hill, the second baseman, is 1 for 2. 10 is in play. 30. In play 30 is just out of range. So 30 is going to be a pop-up to first, and that's going to end the inning. So 7 innings are in the books here in Portland. We go to the top of the 8th, and it is still 4-0 favor of Vancouver. Rodriguez, probably his last inning. He is scheduled to bat 3rd next inning, or the bottom of the inning. So we're going to see if they can get Rodriguez through 8 innings. That is his fatigue number. See, he's giving up 4 runs. If he gives up any more, he might have to come out prematurely. Here's Eric McCarthy. He had that big 2-run homer last time up. He's 2 for 3. 9 is tough, though. 77. He's not going to get it done this time. That's a fly to center. And there's 1 away as McCarthy is retired. Here's Vasquez, followed by Brennan. That's a 5, which is in play. 56, well out of range. 56 is a fly to right. So 2 up, 2 down. As Rodriguez seems to be okay to get through this 8th inning. But he's not okay with the 4-0 score. Brennan. 8 is patient. 73. Patient 73 is going to be a ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. So that's going to do it for Rodriguez. He goes 8 innings and gives up 4 runs. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And we'll get a pinch hitter for Rodriguez in the bottom of the 8th. But Martinez is on there right now facing Todd McGregor. And let's check their pinch hitting prowess, people, and see who might be a pinch hitter coming up for them that does well against a lefty. Looks like it could be Dennis Jones. I believe it will be Dennis Jones, backup first baseman, but he hits fairly well against lefties. So it's going to be Mackey, Howell, and the pinch hitter, Dennis Jones. That is how they will go here. I'm sorry, it will not be that way. My bad, I got them backwards here. Hold on. Got the wrong team. I'll get the wrong team out here. It is going to be Dennis Jones in this stack. Here we go. All right, so McGregor starting off the bottom of the 8th here against Martinez. Lefty on lefty. 7 is tough. 49, that's a strikeout. 1 away. Brings up Hilton Weber, the shortstop. 7 is tough. 92, that's going to be a fly to left. 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down, and now the pinch hitter Dennis Jones steps in to pinch hit for Rodriguez, and then we'll need a new pitcher in the ninth inning for Portland. Might not need anybody from Martinez. He seems to be on a roll. 8 is in play, 72. In play, 72. Well at a range fly to center. That's going to end the inning. So we go to the 9th with the score still 4-0 in favor of Vancouver, and we'll need a new pitcher for the Portland Jacks as Rodriguez is done. So let's see who they're going to bring in. Coming up, we got Mackey. Let's see here. Get my right guys here. We got Flynn Mackey, we got Howell, and then Martinez, the pitcher. All of them are right-handed. Well, 2 of them are right-handed. So they're going to go to a righty out of the bullpen, obviously. So let's go to a right-hander out of the bullpen for the Portland Jacks. And they will turn to Russ O'Toole. So Russ O'Toole, the right-hander, coming in. His job is to keep it right where it is. Got the bottom of the order, so might have a better chance at that. Flynn Mackey. 5 is Patient 50. A Patient 50 is a base hit, though, so Flynn Mackey greets him with the base hit to start off the inning. And that's going to bring up Glenn Howell. That is an 8, which is Patient 77. Patient 77's out of range. That's a fly to center. Out number 1. And the pitcher is up. They're going to go ahead and let him swing away with a 4-0 lead. There's no sense in bunting at this point with 1 out already. So they're going to let Martinez swing away. 8 is Patient. 87, though, is out of range. 87 is a ground ball to short. And with an 8 here, it could be a double play, and it is. 6-4-3 to retire the side. So that's it for Vancouver, but they hold a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th, 4-0 lead. And the star of the game, Martinez, back out. And he'll be facing the top of the order, Fontanez, Rundy, and Evans here in the bottom of the 9th. Going for that complete game. 6 is in play. 0-3, though. That is a double for Fontanez. So maybe Portland waking up here at the last minute. Leadoff double. Now the bullpen for Vancouver is loosening the bullpen. Their closer, Cipriano Arbula, with 34 saves, a lefty. He is loosening in the bullpen just in case Martinez falters. Here's Rundy. 7 is tough. 72. And that's going to be a strikeout. I'm sorry, no, against the lefty, that's a base hit. My bad. I have to read off the lefty side. That's a single. So that is a single. Now, with the run score, let's check the runner advancement. Runner on second does score, so they're on the board. They are on the board. 4-1. 4-1. Rundy is now at first base with still nobody out. And that brings up Bill Evans. Evans, the third baseman. 5 is in play. 28. 28 against the lefty is just out of range. 28 is going to be a pop-up to first. And that's a big out, number 1, to get right there. Now here's Andy Campbell. Campbell is up, catcher. 6 is in play. 67 against the lefty. 67. That's a ground ball to second. Could it be 2? That's a 6. His double play's a 7. His double play's an 8. That's the ball game right there. 67 will be a ground ball to second. It's a 4-6-3 double play. So Portland gets a run to avoid the shutout, but they fall 4-1 to Vancouver. Complete game victory for Martinez. The loss goes to Rodriguez. And so there you have it. 4-1, your final score from Portland. And that's going to be the first game in this Continental Association of Baseball, otherwise known as CAB, Vancouver lived up to their ratings of being the top team in the division as they beat Portland by the score of 4-1. So, appreciate you checking in and watching. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.